the whole point. Is
Coming
you
up
teach,
on My
teach
Time to
your
Talk.
children how to treat people of the opposite sex, because we are different. Like, we are made different for a reason, and it's telling them, yes, you have certain feelings, and yes, you may want to do something, but it doesn't give you the right to do it just because your body is telling you that you want to do it.
Like, you're texting the next morning and saying, you know, like, have a great day. That's not somebody that he's going to think was upset about the night before. Say that you've been drinking, you was drinking at the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like they just shut their ears.
They don't care, and I think it's not just men, it's women as well. And even then, just because you've took them on a date, or you've gone to the shard, or you know, you've took them away on holiday, like, it doesn't matter if she says at the end of that, or he says at the end of it, you know what, I'm not really feeling it. That's it. Like, consent is withdrawn. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be just like, oh, okay, well, I've started, so I'm gonna finish.
The woman's coming onto you and she's drunk. You know, it's a time to say backward.
Yeah.
Hello, we're back on My Time to Talk. So today we are going to start with
a bit of a trigger warning episode, but I feel like it's clearly in the news, and it's something that needs to be addressed. And we're talking about the issues of consent and withdrawing consent, obviously sexual assault and rape. This is in line with the Micheal Ward trial that's going on at the moment. This month we've also got the young Filly trial that's going to be starting, as well as LV General, who was arrested on new SA crimes and remanded. So obviously we know that Micheal Ward and young Filly had been on bail. Clearly all of these, let me just begin, are alleged offences, because nobody has been found guilty yet. But we just wanted to obviously touch on it because there's been a lot of discourse online about who wants what, and you know, where does consent start and where does it end, type of thing. So yeah, we just thought it'd be interesting to thingy. So if we start with Micheal Ward, because obviously that's the one that's most recently in the thing. So if you've been living under a rock, clearly this woman has alleged that
actually I might have been living under a rock because I never heard of it.
Well, yeah, that's it. I suppose certain people within the culture would know Micheal Ward, especially from Top Boy. He starred in Small Axe as well, which you would have watched. And a few other things that, you know, people will know him from, but those are the most recent ones. And I've got to say, like, I really enjoy Micheal Ward as an actor. I think he's very, very talented, and I think this is the thing we've got to be able to separate. Either way, as I said, we don't know whether Micheal Ward is guilty or innocent, so this is all alleged. But I feel like as a community we have to be able to separate the artist from, you know, certain crimes that they may have done or haven't done,
because that could be a reason why they do these acts. Because they are famous and nobody will say anything, or they'll say that, oh, she's just trying to get some money out of it,
or they keep saying they're tearing the black man down and everything, especially in line with these other allegations with other black guys in the media at the moment. But yeah, so this was on a party evening that they were thinking, if you want to get the actual news story up. So apparently they'd met at this party. There was flirtations, it seems, back and forth. And it's that one. And
she actually consented to going to a hotel with him.
No, not a hotel. They were in the back of a car.
Yeah. But afterwards,
no, all of the incidents are supposed to have happened in cars. So apparently she's gone to, I think it was her friend's car originally with him. Some digital penetration happened in the car. That was consensual. and then apparently
yes.
they've gone back to some, I don't know, after party type thing or another nightclub.
No, but
this was in January 2023.
He's supposed to have raped her in the car. As well.
That's what I'm saying.
After.
This is after. So then they've gone back to, like, he's apparently invited her back to another vehicle. This is the Mercedes, and they've apparently gone into this vehicle now. This is when she says she started to feel uncomfortable. They'd already exchanged like Snapchat details and been back and forth. People have said that they've seen them together being quite flirty, and they were sharing kisses and this kind of stuff. But then she said that he's now, invited her to go to another vehicle. Obviously, they're a little bit more inebriated by this point, gone to another vehicle, and this is where the alleged incident has happened. So he's been accused of 2 counts of rape and 3 counts of sexual assault. So clearly Micheal Ward is denying all of it. He's saying all of it was consensual.
And the reason, one of the reasons apparently, is that she texts him the next morning or something and says, have a great day or something
because apparently he must have sent her like something with a thingy emoji. Yeah.
And isn't that kind of like smacks of... unless he's trying to say, I'm crying because you're not with me.
That's with the implication, Okay. And then she was like, sort of like engaging and having a great day.
And they're saying, well, that doesn't smack of somebody that's
been
assaulted the night before.
Exactly, and that's it. And I think this is where, there's definitely a case, I think, because obviously her identity has been
stopped, which I don't blame them, because there's fans that and that's women as well, actually.
There is a certain protection for the perpetrator, isn't there? And this is like the conversation, like, should there be protections for the person that's being accused also, especially in times of this until it's actually the conviction goes through, because whether he's guilty or not, his career is definitely smited by this. I wouldn't say it's ruined, because we've seen, like, even with people that have clearly done things like the Diddy's, and not that Michael's on that kind of stratosphere, but like when you've got diehard fans, like as I said with P Diddy, even R Kelly, we've seen R Kelly, peeing on a minor, for God's sake.
And nobody did anything.
People will still sing "I Believe I Can Fly to the Hills, Come Home." Do you know what I mean? And we'll continue to at funerals, at weddings, and even in school assemblies. I've still heard "I Believe I Can," and I'm just like, are you fucking for real? Like, what is going on? Do you know what I mean? Hello, he's a paedophile. Do you know what I mean? No allege there, because he's been convicted. So there'll always be those people that are like, no, I'm still gonna defend, and like those people are lying and blah blah blah. So this is why I do get why they keep the victims thingy. But there is definitely a case for that. I think what there's not a case for is these people that are online talking about we shouldn't speak about it in general. And like, I think we was having this conversation yesterday, like within the community. You have to be able to address and speak about these things, you know what I mean? Like, you cannot just be like, oh, well, it's a black guy, so, he's trying to do good things, or he's done good things in his community, or don't be tearing the black man down. Like, no, we have to be able to address these issues and speak about it. It's in the news, it's on, you know what I mean? It's in court at the moment, so...
It's kind of one of the reasons why, like, churches, doctors' surgeries, hospitals get away with abuse is because they think, well, they're too high up. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to believe me, type of thing. And nobody says anything until that one woman who don't care says something. And then you've got the influx of people saying, well, actually, it happened to me too, type of thing.
And it's similar to what we were talking about last week with the DUP guy, like... You know what I mean? The MP, the Northern Irish
that people
MP.
get scared to actually say something.
Because they've got a high standard.
There is women that'll do it for money. They'll
and
expose
clout
something,
or whatever,
and that's only for the money of it. Because like we could say that same about that lady, you know what I mean? Like you're texting the next morning and saying, you know, like have a great day. That's not somebody that he's going to think was upset about the night before, unless somebody's told her, oh gosh, you could say that you've been raped and then get a
and this is it, like it could be like obviously like she won't get paid off the criminal conviction, but is it that
the story?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but clearly like she's not in the headlines like that. But I don't know, like it can come from that. Like I know that these things can be very nuanced. I know that maybe people don't, this is what I'm saying about like having the conversation, like young people especially, like I don't think they're that young. I'm not sure how old the girl was, but like, okay, so you've gone into the car now, you've done these things with him, you have every right definitely to say don't want it to go any further, but then obviously she's continued to go to the car with him. Then she's like, now I'm in the car, now I don't feel like I can get out of the car. Things are happening that she says she hasn't said no to, but she's told him, or she doesn't feel comfortable. So it's like, you know, it's this reading of body language. It's being very clear, isn't it? Like with what your intentions are, because she said he's kind of come across like, don't fucking waste my time. Like that's the impression that she's getting from him. We know that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a very like, everything is a learning moment, I would say, but at the same time it's very difficult, I think, to gauge, like if you're all drunk up as well, if you're all drunk and everything, like is the man picking up on the body language that he would normally if he wasn't drunk? Like why are you going into the back of a car as a man, and like like why are we like degrading ourselves like this? Like I'm not even just talking about her, I'm talking about him as well. Like you're, you know what I mean, why can't you're Micheal Ward, I'm sure surely you can afford like a hotel. Like it sets the tone for things then, isn't it? And then like for that discussion, well, no, don't be booking a hotel because I'm not wanting to go that further. Yeah, like do you know what I mean? So it's all very sleazy and very like thingy, like there's no respect for yourself, never mind the person that you're looking to engage in this act with in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Whether it was consensual or not.
I made a very good point the other day that why would you want to sleep with somebody on the first day you've met them? Do you know what I mean? You know nothing about that person. You don't know if they've got diseases, if they've got murder in mind, or you know what I mean? Why would you want to? People can say that. I know that, and I believe that is true. You shouldn't get so drunk that you don't know what you're doing, and then go into a car, and man and woman with a stranger.
Well, this is it. That's what I'm saying. It is a tale as old as time.
You don't know what she's like. You don't know if she's a psycho. You don't know if he's a psycho. Just because he's a star or he's a known actor.
We know that there's actors that have done things like that.
He's not psycho in his mind. Because if he wants to go with a total stranger, and we know from past experiences that women can shout rape anyway, even if they're...
So you haven't even safeguarded your own self, do you know what I mean? And that's it, that's what I'm saying.
You left yourself open to be classified as rape.
That's what I would say, definitely that in itself, do you know what I mean? Like you've just left yourself open to these kind of things, because there are unfortunately women that do that, and I'm not saying that this woman's done that, but there are those type of women that they're just waiting for the opportunity to think, or they're not, they're sandwiched short of a picnic, and do you know what I mean, they do them type of things, like just like, oh well, you know what I mean, this has happened to me and nothing's happened to them, and then the onus is on you to prove, you know what I mean, that you haven't. And as I said, like then they've just besmirched your whole career. For what? For a quick fumble in the back of the fucking car? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what is that? I just don't understand why you would put yourself in that situation in the first place. And hindsight is 2020.
It's the same as well, isn't it? The second one.
The other one is young Filly. His trial is up and coming as well. This again happened, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. So he faces 2 sexual assault charges. This is related to the sexual assault of a woman while on tour in Australia. So March pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, 1 of strangulation, 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent. Obviously, he denies all of these charges as well. This is alleged to have taken place on the 28th of September 2024, I think this was.
But he's in prison?
No, he's been on bail since as well. Yeah. This is the other guy that's been the Alvey General. He's the one that's been remanded, but that's because he has previous sexual charges. So again, this one was in a hotel room, but this is again like, sounds like it could have been a fan or something, because as I said, they said it was like off the back of a tour. Allegedly sexually assaulted a woman in her 20s in his hotel room after he performed at a venue in Hillary's, a coastal suburb of Perth. So young Filly admitted to a reckless driving charge on the 5th of December, according to court documents. He had been caught driving home more than 96 miles an hour. So this is on the 17th of November. This was after. So this trial is due to start the 20th of July of this year. So again, so like that's true or not, you know what I mean, we'll have to wait to see what the actual evidence of that trial comes to. And then you've got Alvey General, who was associated with young Filly for a long while. They were friends, and YouTube kind of content.
But they were always talking about
it was very
that and I would say the words
kitty cats,
you know, which I can't be laughing because it's connected to rape.
But that's what,
do you know what I mean? But they've always been talking about it, and it's like it still makes a woman that is got some sort of conspiracy going on, or she's gonna do something in mind, do you know what I mean, to one of you. She's always got the ammo, because you are actually showing that you are degrading women. You are women down. And there is women that will be upset about that and think like, you know what, I'm going to get that person, because like I know that they'll be attracted to me. I know that they will come on to me or something. And I don't know, but I think that men have got to be more vigilant to these sorts of things, you know what I mean? Like, a woman's coming onto you and she's drunk. You know, it's a time to say backward.
Like, let's do it when you're sober. And that's what I believe in general. Like, yes, you know, it's lovely to be able to go out, have a little drink and everything. But when you're like white girl wasted, as they try and say, do you know what I mean? Like, everybody needs to just call it quits, and we'll meet again and see if we actually like each other without the beer goggles on. Do you know what I mean? Or when I can actually say, okay, I actually do want to do this, and you've gone out with the intention of, you know what, I feel like I might want to finger today. And even then, just because you've took them on a date, or you've gone to the shard, or, you know, you've took them away on holiday, like, it doesn't matter if she says at the end of that, or he says at the end of it, you know what, I'm not really feeling it. That's it. Like, consent is withdrawn. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be just like, oh, okay, well, I've started, so I'm going to finish. No, you can't. Do you know what I mean? You cannot, literally. So the Alvey one, real name Augustine Micheal, and his co-defendants, this is 2 of them. Marcel Johnson, alleged to have raped a woman in Lewisham on the 24th of May. Micheal, 37, blah blah blah, faces 1 charge of rape, and Johnson, 39, faces 2 charges of rape. So these are against the same woman. So Alvey was remanded into custody, as I said. Both have pleaded not guilty to the charges, and a trial date is set for October of this year. So yeah, the co-defendant was released on conditional bail. So I feel like, as I said, because Alvy's already got this charge, this is why he's probably been remanded, and the other guy's been
in Australia, isn't it? So
no, this is the Lewisham one.
Oh
yeah. So yeah, like again, it's just like this lady that apparently he'd done this to before had come forward to say, like, I'm not surprised because he's done it to me, and she definitely weren't clout chasing, because this guy has been able to, Alvy I'm talking about, has been able to go on YouTube and build a massive following off the back of his Arsenal kind of following Arsenal podcast, and she's not come out and been like, oh, this guy's a this and this guy's a that. It's only after this that she's like, I feel like he probably has, because he did it to me, and he actually was charged with that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it goes to show, like, that these kind of charges are not taken seriously by the courts and by the like the system in general. Like, it does seem to be like they're decriminalising like rape, basically. Like, it seems like you can just do a couple of years, like that guy said. Them people that cut down the tree. 4 years, and then somebody that
SA somebody is 2 years,
it's 2
or
years.
something.
So it's not seen as.
But they always say, well, something is the preponderance of truth, and then other things is definite, like the tree cutting down is definite. The rape of somebody can be.
But obviously,
alleged,
if it's done,
and it has to be proven, and it's
even if it goes to
word
trial,
against the word.
That's what I'm saying.
So like, if a tree's missing, you know what I mean, like. Which I think actually, though, that was too heavy a sentence anyway for a tree. For goodness sake, you know what I mean. He didn't. He didn't essay the tree. I
he probably would have got more for that as well than a woman. That's what I mean. Like, they don't give a damn about women in general. I just feel like it's the case. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's notoriously hard to get these
definitely
things.
If you say that you've been drinking, you was drinking at the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like they just shut their ears.
They don't care, and I think it's not just men; it's women as well, because there is that thing of, well, she was asking for it then, or do you know what I mean? Like, she's stupid, she shouldn't have put herself. Yes, all of those things can be true, but it doesn't mean that that's still wrong. That's still not wrong. Do you know what I mean? Or if it did happen, that person shouldn't be prosecuted.
Yeah.
As I said,
actually, though, I actually think that women do need a refresh on men in general. Actually, because like, if you're a teenager and you haven't got the experience of like going out with men and things like that, you are going to find yourself in those sorts of situations, because like, not saying that it's right or it's proper or anything like that, but we've got to think about biology. You know what I mean? We've still got to think about biology, and biology means that once a man is stirred up, and women too, do you know what I mean? Like, it is going to be harder to say, well, I don't want it anymore, and he's going to just say, oh, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? When he's been brought up with, oh, women say no sometimes, but they mean yes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We've got to educate our women as much as our men.
But I think it's that.
Like, don't put yourself in that position.
But it is the men that need educating on that as well, that don't put yourself in that position.
No, I'm not saying, I'm saying both ways, but they need to be educated in the fact that biology might just take over. Yeah,
but I would have the same
put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I would have the same conversation with my son as I would with my daughter. Do you know what I mean? I would say exactly the same thing. Like, do not put yourself in any position where, you know what I mean, you're making women uncomfortable. Yeah. Don't be like lecturing over it. Like, that's the whole point, is you teach your children how to treat people of the opposite sex, because we are different. Like, we are made different for a reason, and it's telling them, yes, you have certain feelings, and yes, you may want to do something, but it doesn't give you the right to do it just because your body is telling you that you want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have control over your body, and they have control over theirs. And I think the more that that's kind of ingrained, because as I said, some of the conversations online, it's just like, it's ridiculous, literally. And as I said, it's not just the men, it's also the women.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's scary to think that these people are out there and they think it, like this whole manosphere mentality,
It's gone mad.
it's real, like these red pill guys. It's a very real thing, literally. And you can kind of see when you see the discourse of these kind of things, like, well, she was asking for it, or of course she wants it, and
from
this and that. And
again,
again, as I said, we don't know what was true. There's only 2 people that was in that car,
and that's the reason why either side gets away with it, because there is only 2 people that can actually give that.
That's why you've got to kind of safeguard yourself as much as possible. And thank God, you know, she is like, you know, walking and kicking to tell the tale, because as I said, it's a tale as old as time. Is a woman will go off with the guy, you don't frigging see her again, do you know what I mean? And it will be for that probably same reason, is the guy's thinking something's gonna happen, she then says no, and then, you know, the thingy then turns to murder, do you know what I mean? So again, not saying that that's the case with the Micheal Ward situation, but just in general, like, it's very, very dangerous to be putting yourself in those positions for the man as well as the woman.
Because the men that are in sort of like high status and all that, he's going to think like, well, I can't have her wandering around with that sort of evidence. You know, so I'll kill her.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
And I'll get away with the killing. As much as
that's it. Like, and that's another thing though to bear in mind, is that girl, maybe that was her survival instinct. Again, not saying that, you know, the allegations are true, but that could be like a survival instinct, is to comply so that you can live to tell the tale, because you don't know how he was going on. Maybe that's why she's thinking
he actually anal in the car.
Yeah, but I mean, some girls do want that. Tom, I'm not saying that it's not thinking, but I'm just saying in general, that could have been her reasoning for, you know, complying and to tell the tale.
You said, have a nice day today.
But again, that could have been self-preservation. It's all part of the thing, isn't it? Like she did go straight to the police. So all of this, as I said, we just don't know. But I know that many women that probably did do the kicking and screaming is probably dead. They're in the frigging ground right now. So as I said, not to say that that's Micheal Ward, but we can't like
demonize
people's decisions and what they do, because you don't know until you've been in it. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, there's fight, flight, and there's they freeze. Those are the reactions: fight, flight, and freeze. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know what you'll do until you're in it. So definitely, like, lessons to be learned. Obviously, we'll keep everybody updated about how that one turns out, and obviously the other ones as well that are up and coming. But yeah, definitely food for thought, indeed.
Yeah, my time to talk.
My time.